Okay, welcome to the super lazy November game pickups. As you can see, I'm pretty sure I have the camera somewhat crooked. I'm up against a plain wall that is not done being like decorated, I guess. There's not really a backdrop to speak of. Got some new jeans right here. So, to kind of explain, I said I was going to get a lot done this month, and then this month happened, and I was really busy, and so I wasn't able to get too much done. But I do want to keep this little monthly series as a constant so that I keep myself actually making content, so that I don't just go into hiding for 6 months and then just come out with some random video that doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. So let's get on with the video. I'm gonna try to be making more content. We'll just see what happens. It'll just be what it is. There's only 41 of you. There's only 41 of you, so it's not really that big of a deal. Don't need to make a bigger deal out of it than it is. But yeah, as you notice, the audio's significantly worse. This is the lazy edition. Hopefully this is the last time I ever feel like I have to do this. But yeah, so let's go to what's in the box. And first up in what's in the box, we have Sonic 2 for the Game Gear. You know, I don't own a Game Gear, but I might get one because of this. I don't remember checking it off on the list of consoles that I owned, but I think the cartridges are cool. I've always wanted a Game Gear, and so yeah, there's that. Okay, so next up we have Gigege no. Where's my phone? This game. It's based off of an anime. I forgot the name of it. It's like Someone of the Graveyard or something like that. Looks kind of cool. I haven't played it yet. It's in like the Bandai casing. You know, back when Famicom was a thing. Not pre Video Game Crash, but like. So in America with NES games, this is a bit of history. In America with NES games, they're all kind of the same cartridge. One sec. Here's a way to explain it. Okay, so a bit of history to explain like kind of what's cool about the look of this cartridge. Back in the day, when Nintendo was releasing their family computer over in the United States as the Nintendo Entertainment System, they had to do it right off the heels of a really big video game crash that happened in the United States as a result of you know, bad quality assurance, bad games coming out, people losing interest, stuff like that. And so to kind of respond to the video game crash, Nintendo thought it would be a good idea to make sure they had to approve all the games that were developed for their console, and to know which ones were genuinely Nintendo, like Nintendo quality assurance. You know, you see those Chinese products that have a little quality assurance sticker. This is kind of their version. It was more legit than that. You see the official Nintendo seal of quality, which was a thing that I think has been a thing for forever. Here's a Nintendo Switch game, but so this was a thing that started because of the video game crash. But the thing is in Japan there wasn't a video game crash, so there wasn't really necessarily a need for Nintendo to really make these uniform cartridges and stuff like that, because this was their first real foray into, you know, video games, and to be more specific, home consoles. And so in Japan, people who owned the Nintendo family computer got to shop from all these different colors and shapes. And you know, this one is a Namco one, and it has the Namco logo imprinted on it, and so Namco made their cartridges. Bandai made their cartridges, and then you have Nintendo making these cartridges, and these were the standard cartridges. But yeah, so that's why this is kind of cool. I really like collecting Famicom almost just because of the fact that all the cartridges are a different color. All the cartridges, sometimes most of the cartridges have different shapes or little features about them. Like this one has the stripes on the side, meanwhile, you know, the regular Nintendo ones has like this going on. There's just tons of cool stuff. Some have top labels, some don't. You know, some have, you know, more information on the back than the other. Just lots of really neat stuff. And so anyways, for those of you that didn't know that, that's why. So, next up we have Loco Roco for the PSP. I've heard good things about it. I haven't played it yet. Looks really fun. So, yeah, it's complete too. I think it came sealed, and I opened it up, and although I think it was like double sealed because it came with 2 manuals. I don't know if that's like a manufacturer's error or they literally just resealed this for no reason. So that's cool. Next up, oh yeah, we got this is actually the Brazilian like greatest hits version of let's see, Final Fantasy 13 for the PlayStation 3. I had to look it up. I had to find out what country this was. I guess it's from Brazil, which is interesting. So, Tetsuya Nomura's disaster piece, Final Fantasy 13, that they made, what, 3 additional games of? And they tried to make a 4th, but then remade that into Final Fantasy 15. I'm excited to play this because I never played it. I remember hearing it was bad when it came out. I wasn't that into Final Fantasy when this came out. I actually got into Final Fantasy right after this came out. And yeah, I'm kind of fascinated because I've heard people say it's actually really good, and the story's really cool, and the characters are great. And I've heard people say that it's literally one of the worst things in the entire Final Fantasy series, which people have said about 9, people have said about 10, people have said about 11, 12, people have said about 3, people have said about 4. Every Final Fantasy game is the worst Final Fantasy game, so who knows? I haven't played it yet, but... Okay, so that's it for what's in the box. That's everything. Some cool stuff. I'm going to be keeping it all. I've already kept it all. I would have traded it in by now if I hadn't kept it all. But anyways, moving on to... I don't know what order I do these in anymore. Mail time? Why not? There's one item. And I think I hinted at last week that this is kind of a thing that I'm getting into recently. I originally was getting into it for video, but now I'm like way into it, and that is Yu-Gi-Oh! And so there we go. So we got Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories for the Game Boy. I actually bought 2 copies of this. I'm down $12 because of it. But I got the copy thinking it was like a pretty good condition. I get it in, I put it in my Game Boy, and it like didn't work. And so I slapped it with some, I hit it with some like rubbing alcohol. I really cleaned the cartridge. I took the cartridge apart and cleaned the entire thing. And I noticed that the sticker was kind of cracked. And I ended up cleaning it to the point where it could work, because I wouldn't have gone and traded it in if it didn't work. And I tested it like hundreds of times. But I ended up just buying one of these because I was like, I want to know that it is going to work. And so I've played a little bit of this. It's all right. It's not the most amazing game of all time. People say it's the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, but it's hard on a Game Boy to get it so that you can play a card game that's very text-heavy. But I am aware that this game, you know, was released back in the era where effect monsters were kind of a rarity. Where nowadays effect monsters are everything that you use. And so anyways, I'm getting on a tangent about a card game that probably none of you care about. But yeah, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories for the Game Boy Color, which is cool. That's another of my goal. So this is the biggest one. So this is the biggest one, and it's this segment is what's in the bag, or should I say what's in the bags, and maybe even a box. Because I got a ton of stuff this month, mostly because I've been out and about. I've had a bit of extra money to throw around, and so I've got quite a few things. I'm gonna do the things that I don't think really count first, and then I'll move on. But I've been really into just buying Nintendo Switch games whenever I feel like it, which is funny. But like games that I never got to play before, like re-releases and stuff like that, and just just new Switch games that have come out. I've actually got a more sizable Switch collection than I had when I was buying Wii U games all the time, like almost impulsively a few years back. And so I went out and I bought these two. I bought Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and I bought Pokemon Sword. And I've been addicted to Pokemon Sword with the expansion pass. It's a good game. It's an enjoyable game. It's the most fun I've had with a Pokemon game since I first played. The first Pokemon game I ever played was Pokemon Sapphire. We rented it from Blockbuster, and this is the most fun since then I think I've had. Diamond might beat this, but I had a ton of fun with this. It's ridiculously easy, and it's a deeply, deeply flawed game, and I'm hoping that they spend some more time and they kind of perfect what they did here with a future generation. But for now, this is honestly really fun, and the way it interacts with other games through Pokemon Home really kind of makes having this and playing a little bit of Pokemon Go on the side and doing Wonder Trades through Pokemon Home kind of makes this kind of a really fun and fulfilling experience, because I don't really need to spend that much time in-game to complete the Pokedex. So that's really cool. And then Xenoblade Chronicles I literally haven't played yet. I've been stuck on Animal Crossing and this guy, so yeah, I will get to that eventually. Okay, so moving on. I have all these cartridges, frick. I went and traded in that Yu-Gi-Oh game and another PlayStation 2 game that I don't play very often, and spoilers. And I traded in for Heroes of Might and Magic for the Game Boy Color. Haven't played this yet. Haven't played any Heroes of Might and Magic games, but you will be seeing soon something very cool that I got. And so I'm kind of excited to try the series out, because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and Russians love it, so it's cool. Okay, next up, we got Paperboy for the original Game Boy. The reason I got this, I was stuck between a decision of getting this or DuckTales, and I decided to get this because I don't own DuckTales on the NES, but I do own DuckTales, but I don't own Paperboy, so I thought I'd get the Game Boy version of Paperboy and have the superior NES version of DuckTales. I will eventually get DuckTales for the Game Boy, though, because I love that game. Anyways, and the cartoon. Next up, what do we got? What should I show you first? I'll show you stuff in order. So I bought a PS2. I got it for really freaking good deal, along with these 3 games, and a controller and a few other items. For real cheap. Just a dude in my local area, in my retro gaming Facebook page of my whole state, kind of helped me out there, because if you don't know, the PlayStation 2 and GameCube and original Xbox stuff, even a lot of that stuff is going for astronomically high right now, which makes absolutely no sense. That generation should be abominably cheap, like it's always been, because a lot of these games got reprints upon reprints upon reprints. It was kind of the golden age of gaming, at least for the developers. But so, yeah, so I got 3 games with it. I got Sly Cooper 1, which I've never played before. I'm excited to play it. Got Hit and Run, which is one of my favorite childhood games. And I got Road Rage, which is another one of my favorite childhood games. And we got the Crazy Taxi clone and the GTA clone. And we're going out of focus again. But yeah, I'm glad to have a PS2. Allows me to get addicted to Final Fantasy X all over again, so that's cool. finally, and I actually shot this video like 2 days ago. I was gonna edit it, and then I decided, you know what? I'm gonna just edit it the day before the last day of the month, and I'm gonna make this the last day of the month thing. That's why this isn't being uploaded on a Friday or Saturday like it normally would. Shut up. So I had it completely filmed. It was much lazier than this. But then the next day I went to a thrift store. We were looking for some furniture, and I saw something very cool for very cheap. It's an IBM ThinkPad T22 from around 2000. It has Windows 2000 Professional as what the OEM put on it, but in reality it has Windows XP installed. And actually right now, let's see, I have the hard drive in, as of right now, this thing has like almost no battery left. I could turn it on, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna wait for the charger to come in, and this is gonna make kind of a fun video, kind of figuring out how to either restore this or just make it look cooler, because it's got all these silver markings all over it. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna be able to wash that off, or even really fix just kind of the general makeup of the chassis, because it's very worn. But what's funny is that the internals are all in really good condition. The RAM has even been upgraded. The little network device here that apparently the previous owner didn't know what that was, is working fine. The battery has not bulged at all, which is like literally the most incredible thing ever. Something this old having a battery that actually kind of works. The hard drive isn't making any clicking sounds. It feels like it's running smoothly. I'm gonna upgrade it anyways, but that's insane. Everything's in working order. The DVD drive looks absolutely phenomenal. Just everything looks in really good condition except for the chassis, which is kind of the nature of ThinkPads. These are beasts. And the coolest thing is that it actually came with the dock station, the ThinkPad dock station thing, from back in the day. And so I'm actually going to use this as a part of my setup somehow. But yeah, I'm extremely happy to be finding this along with a ThinkPad, because what that's going to do is allow me to play like kind of Windows 98 era late DOS types of games. Not perfectly, but well enough. And it's going to allow me to play those without any worries, if that makes any sense. It's going to allow me to play those with full compatibility. I'm going to load up Windows 98 on here, because I know I'll be able to do it. It's a Pentium 3 processor, it should be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Heroes of Might and Magic 3 late into the night, and Diablo 1, and what else could probably run on this? Probably not Call of Duty, huh? Yeah, but just like tons of games that I own. Civilization series, I've been working on collecting all of those, so I can play Civ 1, Civ 2 I own, Civ 3. I don't know if Civ 4 would run on that, but that's what I'm building a Windows XP PC for. Anyways, moving on. This isn't Christian talks about tinkering with computers. This is the retro gaming collecting kind of thing, even though I showed off Switch games. For all intents and purposes, this is a console purchase. Because with Windows 10 or Windows 8 or Windows 7, with compatibility modes and DOSBox and all that sorts of stuff, it's just really not the same. Considering Windows 98 is an entirely DOS-based operating system, whereas Windows XP and forward, a lot of these modern operating systems are based off of .NET framework, and so basically this is the same as, like, you know, having to buy a Sega Saturn to play Panzer Dragoon. You need one of these to play Diablo 1 as it's intended to be played. You need one of these to play the original Warcraft games. You need one of these to, I don't know, play 3D pinball. So, yeah, I'm really excited to kind of tinker around with this, upgrade the hard drive for sure. I'm gonna keep the disk drive. I'm gonna make use of these little PC card, the two little PC card ports. Very cool. But yeah, I'm a huge nerd for this kind of stuff, and I'm really excited. I'm obsessed with old hardware and old technology. It's why I collect more consoles than I do games sometimes. So, so yeah, I'm super hyped about that. But anyways, and this docking station, man, this is the coolest thing ever. I've ever seen these in like people's offices and stuff, because like the newer ThinkPads even use these, and that's such a brilliant idea. Anyways, I think with that, that's really all I have to say for this month. Yeah, sorry to the people that follow this channel religiously. Some of you actually talk to me and know me personally, and so you know what's going on. And but yeah, I'm trying to stream more on Twitch. So hopefully I get that going in a way that it doesn't interrupt my content making, while also still being a thing, because I have a lot of fun doing that with my friends and stuff. And so, but yeah, I don't want to promise anything, but I'm going to work really hard to get some stuff out there. But I will promise one thing, is that right around like March or February, 2-year anniversary of the channel, I'm going to be putting out like tons of stuff. I'm going to be spending most of my time working on the stuff that's going to be coming out then. But I will try to start making weekly content again sometime, and you'll just see when it happens, But yeah, I hope y'all had a really good Thanksgiving. I hope you have a great Christmas. I'm going to be seeing you guys hopefully throughout the next few months. It just depends on what happens. But with that, I'll see ya. So, bye.